That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can be a hooker in Illinois and not get arrested. Listen to this. Illinois lawmakers introduce bill to decriminalize prostitution. Now, it hasn't been signed yet, but it will, because it's going to go in front of J.B. Pritzker, and we all know how he does business. Illinois lawmakers have introduced a bill that would decriminalize prostitution and create a, ready for this, a sex workers' bill of rights. State Senator Villanueva, a Democrat, big shocker, and State Representative Guzzardi, another Democrat from Chicago, mind you, introduced the legislation on Monday, backed by Ms. Ortiz, who is a former prostitute, Equality Illinois board member, and chair of the Sex Workers Advisory Group. So apparently this woman was a sex worker in Chicago for like 20 years. And she is quoted as saying, she lived under fear and threat of violence. By passing this legislation, we will make Illinois a safer place, for everyone, especially the most vulnerable in our communities. The prostitutes? This bill would remove criminal penalties for adults engaged in consensual paid sex and remove arrest and conviction records for prostitutes. Prostitutes, excuse me, I don't mean to offend. It would also create a sex workers' bill of rights. Okay, guys. Wow, right? Wow, I think we can all do a collective wow. Really just making sure that when making these exchanges that we're not so worried about the policing of our bodies. And also, you know, getting your door kicked in when you're engaged in sex work. People don't really understand that it really is just two adults coming to an agreement. It's transactional. No, actually it's not. It's disgusting. It's illegal. It should stay illegal. It was illegal for a reason. How do you think children get sex trafficked throughout the United States? That's one of the ways. Now you want to make it so a cop can't kick in your door? And this is a woman who was a prostitute. You would think that she would be advocating for women to not engage in this activity, not to make it safer for them. And who are you making it safer from? Not the Johns, not for the beatings and the rapes and the theft and all that. Not for that stuff. No. From law enforcement? Now, this is what the Republicans in Illinois had to say about it. Representative John Cabello, Republican from Rockford, says, it's the drugs, the lifestyle, and the pimps that makes prostitution dangerous. Exactly. It has nothing to do with the law in the books. He said, make it where we don't have the penalty for anything you do wrong. Bingo! You hit it on the head. So the woke mind virus in this state is off the charts. So they also want to replace the word prostitute, because apparently that's offensive, with person engaged in the sex trade. It's headed to J.B. Pritzker's desk, guys, to be signed, and you know he's going to sign it. Now, another group that is obviously opposed to this, David Smith of the Illinois Family Institute responded saying, let's not sanitize it. What are we talking about here? Legalizing brothels throughout the city of Chicago, throughout the state of Illinois? Is that what our main streets are going to look like? The weed shop next to the brothel, next to the mini casino? Is this the new wave of Illinois? I think it is. I think it is, Mr. Smith. I'm going to link the bill down below so you guys can read it for yourself. And I strongly urge you to read this bill. I'm going to read a little bit of it here. Provides that law enforcement agencies are prohibited from arresting, charging, or prosecuting individuals solely for performing or engaging in sex work. Provides that sex workers, whether employed, okay, hold on, this is one of the best parts, whether employed, contracted, or self-employed. So whether you're working for yourself or a pimp, this will protect you. Now, who's going to tell the pimps this? Anyway, they shall be afforded the same rights and protections as other workers under Illinois law, including but not limited to minimum wage conditions. Oh, girls get at least $15 an hour. Good for her. Protection against discrimination, harassment, and unsafe working conditions. What? I wonder how they're going to do that. Access to workers' compensation and health benefits if applicable. Y'all, we went from paying for the illegal migrants to now we're going to pay for the health care for the prostitutes. Provides that sex workers operating as independent contractors shall be treated as legitimate sole proprietors or businesses under Illinois law. provides that sex workers have the right to control their work, negotiate fair contracts, and receive payment for their services without interference or exploitation. There are no words. There are no words for this state. We give our tax money, your tax money and my tax money, to illegals so they can go see the doctor. Now we're going to give it to prostitutes so they can go see the doctor. And now police can't, arrest prostitutes? Are you kidding me? How do you think children get trafficked all across the United States? It's through sex work. So how's a police officer going to know if that girl who's all done up and is 16 years old, how is he going to know she's 16 and not 26 unless he goes in and busts them and tries to find out what the heck's going on? Now this law will protect sex traffickers and pimps. And basically this is a big fat slap in the face of Illinois residents, and it's a slap in the face of those children that are being trafficked across our borders. It just made Illinois a safe haven for the cartels to bring their kids. Disgusting.
I walk with you through the great divide.